Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's December the 11th, 2024, with Brother Phil, Brother Amir for Wake Up Everybody. It's a little chilly out here today, brother.
Winter,
You know,
man,
we got that northern weather down here, down in the southeast region.
yeah, official winter, brother Amir.
Yes, sir.
Official
Yes,
winter.
sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to discuss soap because we do know this time of the year for melanated people, our skin starts to change with becoming dry, or some of us that have oily skin. So we offer two different types of soaps. One is the the Greek soap. It's a Greek soap we have on www.goldenmoringausa.com. Greek soap is an olive oil soap. It's really good for protecting the skin against free radicals. It's an anti-aging. It has vitamin E, vitamin A in the soap. It relieves if you have dry skin with psoriasis, eczema. It's good for clearing up any kind of acne within the skin. Makeup, women use it for makeup removing. It's really good for that. It's helps to hydrate the skin. And then as you use the soap, okay, the olive oil starts to come out of the soap. So if you have it in a soap dish, you get a chance to have all that olive oil that you can put back into the skin that help moisturize the skin. So this is a really good soap. It's a Greek soap. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we have two types of skin. You either got dry skin or you have oily skin. You know, we need to get away from these white soaps that our mothers and grandmothers, gave us. Dove, palm olive, all those soaps that when you look at the dish, it dries up and it has those cracks. What you think it's doing to your skin? Okay, those blocking the pores. So now your skin is real dry because you can't get the oil in your skin. So you're having to put all these different creams and lotions on your body to take away from the dryness. The other one is called carbolic soap. It's been a staple in Jamaica. I started carrying it from one of my suppliers in Jamaica several years ago. Really good for clearing up acne. It's really good as an antibacterial soap. But the most important thing that it really helps is with individuals that are suffering from eczema as well as psoriasis. It helps to dry up the skin where you have the itchiness and the inflamed of the skin. It helps to dry it out from the inside out. Really good. It has a really clean smell. It will light up your bathroom. It's good for the whole body. Again, both of these soaps are great for the whole entire body because I get that asked all the time. Do I only use it on certain parts of the body? No, you can use the soap for your entire body. This is really good if you have oily skin and dry skin as well. Carbolic soap has been a staple in Jamaica. Jamaicans have been using this since day one. This is a really good soap. It's red in color. It lathers really well. It's also good for making sure that the skin continues to create new cells. So I use both of these soaps on my body, depending on the time of the year. I normally have oily skin, so I use it in different types of the season, just to make sure that my skin stays tight because I don't want my skin to wrinkle all up. And I want to make sure that I keep the oils, the natural oils in the skin that I need to fight off any types of things, whether we're out here in this weather, it could be cold, it could be the sunshine. You could be in an area where there's a lot of dust, things of that nature. So these soaps are really good for you. Again, visit us at www.goldenmoringausa.com. Our teas are www.goldenleafteas.com. What you think about the soaps, brother?
Yeah. Let me ask a question. I would say I have oily skin in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the wintertime it's drier.
Right.
You know what I mean? I perspire easily.
Mm-hmm.
So areas like around here that I'll have oily, and then I was going to ask you about scalp.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a soap. Do either one of them, can you utilize it if you're washing your hair?
Great question.
Treat your scalp
Yeah.
underneath your hair.
Both of these soaps can be used on the scalp as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying? I know that, what is it, psoriasis, I think people get, and then of course,
Yeah.
whatever causes dandruff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which I'm assuming that's dry or is that
Dryness.
All right. So you can use either one of them like a shampoo.
So I use both of these on my scalp. and I shave my head with both of these soaps, so they're really
Okay.
good for the
They're
scalp.
really good for it.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
And just while we're speaking of, like you said, just our I guess you could say hygiene, as well as our treatments, because there's a lot of soaps out here. You had mentioned palm olives and Doves, and when we're young people, technically we just use what our parents buy,
Right.
and you're using this stuff not realizing that you're really damaging your skin.
Absolutely.
I've never actually heard a presentation on soaps, and I know it may sound crazy to people out here, but you just literally buy what your family has you used to,
Absolutely.
or you buy what you can afford.
Right. Right.
Not realizing, because common sense, you assume I'm washing my skin, I'm rinsing my body, getting the dirt and stuff off me, then I'm using lotions and other moisturizers to moisturize my skin again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, as I get more and more educated on health and then hygiene, you realize that the products you use are causing you some of the health issues on top of ruining your skin. Now you need some kind of medication to treat this issue.
Yeah. So what I always say, like when I talk about even food, and you look at the back of those packages, and you can't read the name of those ingredients.
Yeah.
That's some kind of chemical to make the food either taste good,
Right.
or to please your palate, or to cause you to want to come back and start tasting it even more.
Right.
It's the same thing with the soaps. If you're putting
Yeah.
something on your body and you can't pronounce the name of these ingredients, it's not what you want to put on your body. I mean, they've had, for instance, I just seen a study on individuals that had been putting that cream on their body for getting suntan. To make sure that their body has all this cream because they're out in the sun.
Right.
Again, for so many years, I've been saying the same thing. They now said that it causes skin cancer, it causes pancreatic cancer, it's causing all these different types of cancers. Because when you think about it, if you're putting something on your skin that's oily, like a liquid, but it's able to absorb in your pores, and it may be 80, 90 degrees, and you're just sitting out there all day long, basically you just cook this into your body,
Yeah.
and now you're wondering why certain things are happening to your skin and internally, because now you put something on the body, you end up cooking it because of the heat from the sunshine, and now it's causing all different types of cause problems, long term and short term. So again, if you want to sit out there in the sun, and I know it's not that time of the year, it's the winter time, but just something to think about. If you're sitting out there in the sun, okay, you can get any kind of oil. You can get an olive oil. You can get a grapeseed oil. There's many different oils that you could put on the skin that's going to be beneficial to the skin. Moringa oil is what I use on my body, and I use black seed oil. Those are the only two oils that I put on my skin. But soaps are so very important. We're going to start carrying a couple more in the beginning of the year, that I'm working with a couple different suppliers on other soaps that's going to be beneficial to the skin as well. Especially so many folks that come across that either themselves or family member, or especially kids with psoriasis. That's big.
Yeah.
And that's all starts in the gut. That's what you're feeding your family. Whatever you feeding is basically fungus that is dead inside the body, and it's trying to find a place to get out, and it's coming out of the joints of the body, and that's what causes that inflammation in the joints, and then you have a discoloration, and then before you know it, you go to the doctors, they give you an ointment, you put the ointment on the affected area, and now you're scratching where you want to rip your skin apart because you're basically on fire internally, you know. And so that's what happens a lot of times. So again, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at what you got in your bathroom, what you're putting on your body when it comes to cleaning yourself. Yes, we do want to be clean, but we want to make sure that we're putting the right soaps on the body so we don't cause any other type of infections on the skin.
And let me put this out here too. We're in this new era where AI is available to us. So the things you hear, brother Amir here speak on in relation to health and then like these chemicals you're speaking about, you can go on Chat GPT, read the label of something, and pose the question to Chat GPT, what are the harmful effects of this particular chemical? And that thing will spit out, whether it's a printed deal or you'll get a page or pages full of information. Because the key to all this stuff that we speak about, due diligence. One of the things that for me, just doing my own research, and you still hear people saying there's no cure for cancer.
Right.
Now I know people get uptight when you speak of this because I lost my mom to cancer. I lost a few other family members, and most of us we're going to these doctors assuming, right, they're treating you, not curing you, treating you. So what I found out is mainly it's diet, right? Unless something really, really rare happens, you can live in an area where the pollution in your area, right, in the air, if you're living near a factory or something that puts out harmful pollutants, those things can cause cancer that, you didn't self-inflict it.
Right.
But the foods we eat are laden with chemicals and preservatives. You're made up of cells, right? You don't have to be a scientist. You just need to have good comprehension skills and read. But I went through a couple of documentaries. I've watched them intently. I did some internet research. And your diet is huge.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing to this day, they still say there's no cure for cancer. Versus putting out information stating that most of the foods that we eat in America are just laden with chemicals that eventually are going to kill cells in your body. So I don't say that to say, look, due diligence is very important. Waiting for someone in a white lab coat, and I know they went to school and we give them props for that. But remember, treatment is not cure, and it's up to you what you put in your body. The old school chart used to say, you are what you eat. So if we're eating chemicals and poison, we're slowly poisoning ourselves.
I just had a call today, a customer, and he's like, man, I didn't know I couldn't eat Fruit Loops anymore. I've been feeding this to my kids. Because Fruit Loops is banned in other countries because of the chemical. Basically, all cornflakes are banned in other countries.
Right.
And he said, man, he got a family of small children, and he feeds them and he eats breakfast with them in the morning.
Right.
And he buys a lot of other things from them. But he just happened to call me today and ask me, he's like, did you know about Fruit Loops and cornflakes? I said, yeah, trust and believe. I grew up on those things, when I was a child. My mom used to give that to us in the morning before we got ready to go to school.
Yeah.
I said, but now, okay, this is banned in multiple countries. He said, yes. That's the reason why he gave me a call, because he asked me, did I know? I was like, yes. Again, pay attention, do your due diligence. Every single day, they're putting out new things that are being banned in other countries, but we just sweep it underneath the rug and we just keep going about our business thinking that it's okay because it's been, like you said, something that's been passed down, it's been traditional, with us. It's just like this time when you talked about cancer. Every year since Jimmy Valvano has passed away, which was the basketball coach for North Carolina State, once he passed from cancer, ESPN said that they would do a lifelong, fundraiser for cancer. So it's that time of the year. You turn on ESPN, you see it, the constant, we need money, but there's no cure in those radiation and that chemotherapy and all the other drugs that go along with that. But they never say, well, if you change your diet, you start doing these types of things, you stand a greater chance of, recovering from cancer. They have never once said that in any of the advertisements, the marketing campaigns that they have out here. But ladies and gentlemen, I could share this with you and about the cancer, and I know we're talking about cancer versus the soap, but I have several customers that have had terminal cancer, a variety of different types of cancers, and they chose to change their diets and take the right herbs, and they're cancer free. I have customers that chose to do chemo and radiation, and they're no longer here from the age of 23 all the way up into their 70s. So that's a choice that you individually have to make. But I trust and believe if you do your due diligence, you weigh the cons versus what's good for you on the traditional side versus what's good with you on the homeopathic side, they're not even close. They're not even close. Because once you find out the chemicals that are in chemo and radiation, nobody would want that in their body at all, ever. I mean, because it's literally poison that they're putting in your body, you know. And again, this is public information. You can find, you can pull it up. Just Google what's in chemo, radiation, chemotherapy, and it'll tell you a list of all the different chemicals that are in it. So, like Brother Phil said, please do your due diligence, whether it's on your soap, you know, the foods that we eat, the things that we have to do to help cure our bodies, you know, to make us feel like we normally want to feel. But the key is doing your due diligence.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, we're these discussions that Brother Amir and I love to have. Strictly, these are things that we know. You know, a lot of people, you know, it's that cancer word is scary, especially when you've lost family members. So we understand that. But trust me, if you do your own due diligence and do your own research, you'll come to some conclusions that will shock you. You know what I mean? There's a documentary, if you never saw it, called What the Health. What the Health. Then there's another one called Forks Over Knives.
Right.
If you get in and start watching that stuff, it'll shock you. And then you think about this. You go, when you see something in a documentary, we look at it as if it's a movie, right? So you go, why is this not at the movie theaters? People aren't trying to make money. They're not trying to stop their gravy train. Right. And like I said, they're not the ones telling you not to read. That is actually a choice.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, like I said, I probably said this several times, but and I say it to my brother here, I want to be the last man standing. And when I say it, I mean it literally, right? When this thing ends, they say we need one guy to turn the lights out when it's over. I'm going to take that job.
Right.
I love living, right? And if I can have all my loved ones back that lost their lives from lack of knowledge, I would have them all back. And I think we all feel that way. But those of us that are still here, we can stop the madness. Due diligence, people.
Absolutely. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Yeah, peace.